We are currently in the middle of sefirat Omer, the counting of the Omer. During the time between Pesach, Passover, and Shavuos, we count the days in preparation for Shavuos, which is the day of Matan Torah, the day that God gave, the anniversary of the day that God gave us the Torah 3,000 years ago. And how exactly do we prepare for the receiving of the Torah? Is it enough just to count? And secondly, how many days are there between Pesach and Shavuos? In this counting, there's actually exactly 7 weeks. 7 times 7. It's 49 days, and each day we count. So how exactly are we preparing for receiving the Torah? So Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, the founder of Chabad, explains, according to Kabbalah and Hasidic philosophy, that the number 7 is not an accident. You see, the 7 days of the week, based on the 7 days of creation. 7 years in a sabbatical year. And that is because God created the world with 7 fundamental spiritual forces, which then reflect themselves into our personality and to our psychology. And so Rabbi Shneur Zalman points out that our job is to transform and elevate all the 7 aspects of our soul, of our personality, in preparation for receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai in the holiday, the festival of Shavuos. But how exactly do we do that? And so his teaching is as follows. We have the 3 emotions of chesed, gevurah, tiferes, of love, fear, and caring, pity. We have 3 instincts of netzach, hod, yesod, which is netzach is the drive for victory, ambition, hod is submission, and yesod is passion. And then we have malchus, which is action, the result. And so these 7 weeks, each week we are supposed to focus on another one of our 7 emotions and instincts so that we can be prepared for Matan Torah on Shavuos. He points out a fascinating thing, that on Pesach, the sacrifice that was brought in the temple was actually made out of barley. It was called the korban omer. And barley traditionally is animal feed. And this is to point out to us that when we're starting out by Passover, we're a little bit like animals, animalistic. And then when it comes to Shavuos, the sacrifice that was brought in the temple was called the shtei halechem, which was bread made out of wheat, which is of course the staple for human beings to eat. And so he points out that our job is to transform ourselves from our animalistic desires and tendencies to elevate ourselves to be more human-like. If you don't like the animal metaphor so much, we can go with another metaphor. Pesach, Passover, is known as Leidas Am Yisrael. It is the birthday of the Jewish people. And like a child, when we are born, we're like a child who acts out of instinct and emotion. There's not much rational thought going on. As we grow older and mature, we learn how to calibrate our emotions and our instincts with our mind and act appropriately according to the situation that it is warranted. So therefore, the transition between Pesach and Shavuos is a time to transition from childhood to adulthood. So whichever metaphor you like better, whichever one fits better for you, if it's transitioning from animal to human or from child to adult, during this time of Pesach, we are supposed to transition and elevate ourselves from our instinctive and emotional side to become an appropriate, prepared adult to receive the Torah on Mount Sinai from God. And so the way we do this, as I mentioned, is by elevating our 3 emotions, our 3 instincts, and our ability to act. And so I will be posting a short video each day to give us something to think about each day as we go through the 7 emotions and instincts. And within each week, there is each day of the week when there's the subdivision of that emotion and that instinct. And thereby we get to work with our full capacity of our personality and our character in preparation for Shavuos. Please join me as I post a short video each day highlighting that day's sefirat, that day's emotion/instinct to work on as we prepare ourselves for Shavuos.